What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Beautiful Beer Review channel. What are we going to do tonight? So, we're going to dive into a beer that I've been hanging on to for a few months, I think. I thought about aging it, but I've been dying to drink it. And I've heard some really, really good things. So, I think we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. I don't know that I've reviewed any Prairie beers on here, but a couple weeks ago, maybe a month now, I kind of did a Prairie week, and I drank through my Prairie stash. A lot of really good beers in there. Pirate Oaky, Pirate Paradise, Coffee Oaky. Just a bunch of really, really good beers, and I'm a big Prairie fan. So, without any more delay, let's get into it. What we have is barrel-aged Bible Belt. I drank the regular Bible Belt too. Really, really good stuff. So this is a collab with Evil Twin Brewing. I think this is Even More Jesus barrel aged, is what I think. So it's got with spices aged in whiskey barrels. This beer is sweating like crazy. Pink label. Got some praying hands on it. Stained glass windows. Communion cup. The Jesus fish, the televangelist, all these things on these labels. Their artwork is always killer to me too. I really enjoy it. I don't know if they do this every year or if this was just this year's batch, but it is from this year for sure. Another thing, whoa, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure I just smelled this stout as soon as I took the top off. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, let's get that into a glass. All these Prairie beers, this one probably proved me wrong because I'm going to say something. No, it's not. So all these barrel-aged Prairie beers to me come off pretty flat. Not in a bad way by any means. They just, like, look, that's like less than a quarter finger of dark khaki head, really loose bubbles, dissipating rather quickly. Some good grief, the oil. Like this is a big stout. ABV wise, what is this thing kicking? 13% ABV. And one of the reasons I drank through my stash is because Alabama is actually going to get Prairie distro now. We haven't had it before, so I'm pretty looking forward to these things showing up on the shelf. Yeah, you can see the head's pretty much gone, leaving a oily lacing all over the side of the glass. Pitch black, even down in the reservoir, solid black, no ruby slivers, nothing like that. Just, I mean, it's as dark or darker. No, it's as dark as 1050, no doubt, especially the barrel aged 50. You can see that right there sticking. Let's get a nose on it. And this beer is probably a little colder. It's been out a good while, but it feels kind of cold in the glass. Anyway, let's get a smell. That is a big nose on this beer. A ton of chocolate. Big, dark chocolate, roasted malts. Good amount of barrel, char coming off the nose of this thing. I mean, fantastic. A ton of sweet chocolate, dark chocolate, coffee. I mean, it is. This is one of those times I wish it was a little bit warmer, but I'm still going to search for it. So hang on, let's see. So yeah, I can't like pick out chilies or anything necessarily, but there is like this earthy, spicy note kind of in the nose. Really dominant smell is chocolate though, just a ton of it. Alright, I'm tired of smelling this thing. I want to taste it. Let's give it a taste. You can see that sticking right there. I mean, I bet this thing is going to be chewy. mouthfeel, full mouthfeel, creamy, oily, kind of slick. Oh my goodness, this beer. I mean, just all over my mouth is dark chocolate, bitter coffee, espresso almost. Like everywhere in my mouth is chocolate though. Like it is just, I mean, it's like, I don't know how to, I mean, I'm kind of coming up short on words to describe how chocolatey this thing is. Like, so I'm overwhelmed with the chocolate and the coffee that is going on. There is, however, like right now, like toward the back of my mouth, like in my throat a little bit, there's a little bit of that spice. A little bit of booze heat too. Not bad though. It is not a bad boozy by any means. A good amount of barrel character actually lingering around, like a good char to it. You can kind of breathe over this too and kind of get a good dose of like bourbon or whiskey. Yeah. Breathing over this in your mouth, there's a good helping of whiskey, bourbon, barrel notes in this thing. Had I not had in the past the apple brandy barrel, this would be my favorite Prairie, I think. That's a tough call. This beer is fantastic though. Oh. So creamy and smooth. I'm glad that I don't rate beers anymore because I would overhype this beer. But since I'm not rating it, I will just tell you, find this beer. I think on the shelf, this beer was somewhere between $9 and $14. It's worth a lot more than that. I know it's only 12 ounces, but this beer is fantastic. Trade for it. If anybody in the BCBD group is watching this, find somebody in the group that has some spares of these. This is an incredible stout. I'm glad I didn't age it. I wouldn't want any of the little bit of spice that's left. And the more I drink it, the more boozy, the hotter it gets right here. But it's still not in a bad way. There's so much chocolate going on and coffee and char, barrel, so much going on in my mouth that the booziness is not a worry in this beer at all. It is just big and thick. Amazing. All right, I'm going to go finish this. I'm going to let it continue to warm up. I may add some notes in the bottom if anything changes, but this has been fantastic. I love this beer. Until next time, y'all. Cheers.